Fornication isn't just about bodies, it's about spirits intertwining without covenant, souls entangling without purpose, and the ripple effect that spreads far beyond the bed. It's not just a sin of the flesh, it's a distortion of creation itself. When two people come together outside of divine order, that's not love, it's a counterfeit. Their energies get exchanged, portals get opened, and spirits are invited in. That's why it always costs more than what it gives. Pleasure feels cheap in the moment, but the price is paid in the unseen. Broken peace, weakened discernment, and spiritual confusion. Now, to the non-spiritual person, this might not seem like a big deal. But every unholy union is like opening a door to something that doesn't have your best interest at heart. Fornication isn't freedom, rather, it's spiritual debt disguised as fun. It drains purpose, it dulls wisdom, and it blurs vision. In the Apocrypha, in the testaments of the 12 patriarchs, Reuben talks about how lust leads to destruction and how impurity clouds the heart so a man can't see truth. Judah warns about fornication and it being the path that led him to grief. Joseph, on the other hand, he stood firm. He never fornicated. He fled from Potiphar's wife, and so he kept his light. In Reuben's testament, he talks about 7 spirits of deceit, but also 7 spirits that are given to humans at the time of our creation. These correlate with the 5 senses, but it adds on that the first of these is the spirit of life. And it adds on that the 7th is the power of procreation and sexual intercourse, with which, through love of pleasure, sins enter in. For what reason it is the last in order of creation, and the first in that of youth, because it is filled with ignorance, and leads the youth as a blind man to a pit, and as a beast to a precipice. And Simeon, in his testament, he says in chapter 5, "Therefore Joseph was handsome in appearance and attractive to look on, because no wickedness dwelt in him. For the face manifests some of the trouble of the spirit. And now, my children, make your hearts good before the Most High, and your ways straight before men. And you will find grace before Yahuwah and men. Beware, therefore, of fornication, for fornication is a mother of all evils." As you can see, the patriarchs knew what our generation often forgets, that the body is a temple, and fornication, a spiritual act, is a form of idol worship, worship of the flesh. It births confusion, and confusion births bondage. Even true science bears witness to what Scripture has already declared. When flesh is used against nature, disease becomes the harvest. Anal cancer rates have been rising, especially among those practicing anal intercourse. It's not random, it's revelation. Our bodies testify when they've been misused. The body is sacred geometry, and you can't rearrange the design without breaking the balance. But fornication doesn't stop in bedrooms. People fornicate with systems, bowing down to false healers and counterfeit cures. The modern priesthood wears white coats instead of robes, but their altar is funded by corporations, not compassion. The same institutions telling us how to heal are the ones making us sick. Environmental toxins, jabby jabs, plastics, processed foods, all these modern idols are the new lovers of a fallen world. We eat from the hands of those who profit from our illnesses. We let them inject us, feed us, sedate us, and call it health. But the scripture says, you cannot drink the cup of Yahuwah and the cup of demons. That's modern fornication, intimacy with corruption. It's happening in the soil too. GMOs, genetically modified organisms, are the fallen angels of agriculture. Just like in Genesis, when the sons of Yah fornicated with the daughters of men, producing giants that corrupted creation, now scientists mix seed with seed, creating hybrids that defy the order of Yahuwah. The earth groans under this violation. The soil is crying out, and we wonder why sickness and confusion multiply. It's because we keep repeating the same ancient rebellion, this time under the name of science. And then there is the modern man, the one who lies with woman without covenant, who knows how life is formed, yet acts surprised when it appears. He calls it a mistake, but mistakes don't grow heartbeats. He tells the woman, just get rid of it, as if life were something you could delete like a text. He plants a seed, then runs from the soil, and she's left to carry both the fruit and the guilt. He calls it fear, but fear would still bow before the truth. This isn't fear, this is evil disguised as innocence. Because if she listens to him, if she takes his advice, the blood isn't only on his hands, it's on her soul. He gets to go free, and she gets to live with the echo. That's fornication at its most spiritual level. It's not just pleasure where two bodies are meeting, but it's two souls colliding outside of divine order. It produces many consequences that neither person is ready to honor. And yet Yahweh sees every seed and word and every cowardice hidden behind choice. Fornication is rebellion, and rebellion always leads to decay, whether it's in the body, the food supply, the family unit. The fruit is the same: corruption, confusion, and collapse. Fornication is far from divine order. Divine order is about holiness. And holiness, it's not about rules. Rather, it's about wholeness, peace. And peace, it gives a satisfaction that pleasure could never provide. And if you know, you know.